Hello, folks. My name is Mr. Laurie. I am a 8th grade science teacher at El Camino Junior High. For some of you or many of you watching this video, I am your science teacher. And I'm making this video to introduce myself and introduce the science class that you are beginning. This is the first time that we have begun the school year in a fully remote learning situation, which means that we are going to be using our computers, electronic devices, and you are going to be doing your schoolwork from home. And this poses a lot of problems for us to try to teach science or pretty much anything effectively without making some kinds of changes. So that means that we've developed a special schedule. You're going to meet with your classes at El Camino twice weekly. Each time you meet, it will be an hour-long class. And then on the days that you don't meet, you will also have the opportunity to attend office hours. So that means that we're going to be meeting a little bit less frequently, having shorter amounts of direct engagement, but I want to make sure that you still get an opportunity to learn. And I know that Zoom is one of the ways that we're connecting face to face, but it lacks some of the kind of real engagement that we get through the conversations that we have in a classroom directly. I'm going to be telling you about my plan for getting around some of that, trying to make the learning a little more interesting and trying to do my part to help take this difficult to understand science material and make it easier for you to understand with this approach. The world we live in is a complicated place. The recent events with COVID-19 have made that very clear. There's all kinds of things for us to know and understand about science that affect us. The use of technology that we have now, understanding the health and the biology and the virology of something like fighting a disease like COVID-19. The amount of knowledge that there is to know in science to explain everything, like why these buildings can stand and what makes those trees grow. What about all this energy from the sun? All of these different things are complex. The universe is complex. There's so much to know that there are countless different kinds of science that study different things. There's also engineering, which takes the scientific knowledge that we have and uses that knowledge to solve problems and find solutions. This can mean us creating machines or structures like this thing above me. It includes making electric devices and electronic devices like the computer I'm holding in my hand and the lights behind me. It includes designing systems like the schedule that you have for your classes. All of this is engineering, where we use what we know to solve human problems and try to make our world a better place. So I'm the kind of person that tries to solve problems by making things. I consider myself a maker. The most comfortable challenges for me are the ones where I can use my hands, use tools, and create something to solve a problem. With the challenges of distance learning, I can't really build something out of wood or metal that's going to solve all of the challenges. So instead, what I decided that I would do is I'm going to be making videos. I'm going to make one video each week about the science content that we are learning. That means that we're still going to be using for class the adopted grade level curriculum Amplify Science, which is what we're supposed to use. We're going to take the information and content that's in there, and I'm going to lecture about it through videos. So I'm going to be trying my best to explain things and give real world examples for you to better understand the science content and the skills that are being taught in our curriculum. Because this world is such a complicated place, we need some things to be simple. So for this science class, The way that I'm simplifying things is the following. We're going to use Zoom for our class meetings, just like all your other classes until further notice. We are going to use the Google Classroom. And in the Google Classroom, that's where you're going to find everything you need here. I'm going to make one of these videos each week, and I'm going to make one quiz each week. That means that each week you're going to receive one grade. That quiz is going to be on all of the information that will be covered in our Amplify Science curriculum lesson and the video that I make you. Now, I know that when we're working with technology, doing Zoom lessons and so on, that there are glitches and there are problems and there are things that come up that mean that sometimes you might not get all of the lesson, or you might have to miss the class, or something goes wrong. In this structure of this class, focusing on the one video and the one quiz per week, you shouldn't get behind even if something goes wrong. That's what I'm trying to do here, is make it so that all this uncertainty, all of these problems that we're having to face, will not change the fact that you'll be able to do your science work. So, the one video with all of the information that you need, and one quiz each week. The quiz will be open note. What that means is you get to use all of your resources. You can check your answers. You can go back to the videos that I've created. You can go back to your Amplify curricula. You can reread anything you have, and you can use all of that to try to answer the questions on the quiz. To me, it makes sense for the quizzes that we do to be open note, because that's the way the real world works. Scientists don't go around remembering every last little detail about everything. Instead, they understand the methods and the means of science. They understand how to do science, but they also know when they need to pull out books or get on the internet and do research to find information. We need to be the kinds of people who use our resources and not just take wild guesses and say whatever comes to mind. You see, science is a way of finding truth that doesn't really care about what we say or think. We can claim that certain things work in a certain way and be disproven by the facts. And science is about using the facts to find truth about the natural world. In this science class, you're going to learn more about how that works, but we're going to focus on the things that we can see and measure and prove with data from trusted sources. And we're going to get better at using those trusted sources so that we can learn how this world really works. And this world is a really complicated place, and we do need it to be simplified. We need to be thinking about ways that we can focus on what's most important. And so that's why this structure of this class, focusing on one video and one quiz, will focus your attention on the things that matter the most. This distance learning is going to be a challenge for all of us. And so we need to keep things as simple as possible so that we don't get lost in the complexity. I look forward to meeting all of you if and when all of this is over and we get to return to regular classes and meet in person. I wish you all the best of luck. And I want to tell you that one of the best ways of getting a hold of me is through email. And you can email me anytime about anything, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So be checking the Google Classroom, be signing in to all of your Zooms, and I look forward to seeing your many successes this year. So long, and best of luck.